You know, that's it. I'm going to say something about, while I'm on this stuff, excuse me, about architecture. See, I always wanted to say something. In recent years, I worked with architects, you know, and I had to, the few buildings that we put up, I had to work with architects. And tell them what I found, there's hardly anybody. There are a few here in this town. I'm just going to joke about this town. Hardly anybody really comprehends art and aesthetics. I remember in one building that we did, we were waiting for a drawing of the elevation, They finally called us, and I think this was about Baton. No, I'm not going to mention it. No. It's no use. They'll connect with the architect. I don't want to connect with any criticism of the art. I'm just saying architecture. The young kids in architecture, they should have at least 2 years of art training. You know, all the great architects were artists. One way or another, they were artists. Well, give the kids at least 2 years of art training. Make them feel shape, volumes, organizations, you know. No, there's the simplest kind of forms, you know, how they work together. Colors, most of them, don't know anything about color. At least for the ones I talked to, they were terrible. See, we always had to step in and say something about color, because, ooh. But we finally got a couple that were very good. Without mentioning their names, they're very good. But they should have at least 2 years of art training. So they comprehend, most of all, the two-dimensional shapes as well as volume. Know the characteristics of shapes. Get a feeling like, we used to say, a blade in the grass. A blade in the grass. Look at that. Look at the shape of it, Almost like cathedral-like, Look at one blade, look at 2 and 3. Look at the shape that 2 and 3 make. Look, the essence of the idea or the particularity of shape. And look at groups of them, and look, the wind blowing now, the wind blowing against the grass. Look the movement, the shapes it made. The kids, make them realize, make them think like artists, Know the difference between a waltz, and a 4/4 time. You can dance to it or you don't. If you do, you must resolve it a different manner. See, and these kids don't know anything about it. I'm talking about young architects graduate. They don't even know. They haven't the slightest idea of what you're talking about. Oh my God, what do they teach? He's an architect is an artist. What is an architect that is not an artist? He's a fumbler. If he's a mathematician, he's not an architect. It's good to know math. Sure, you have to know it so it won't fall apart. I'm just looking at that story on television last night. They finally found Michelangelo to do the cupola, the dome of St. Peter's Cathedral. The largest dome, I think, in the world, I think. And the one in Florence, I believe, is by Giotto, another artist. I mean, you see, I don't know why they tried to avoid it, I presume that's the reason why Frank Lloyd Wright got so angry. He didn't even want to call himself an architect. He said, I'm a designer, I'm an artist. He's right. He was an artist. I am paid. Chinese. He's an artist first. He does triangular, the kind of shape, triangularity, glass, whatever. They're beautiful. You get a sensitivity, That's what a great architect is, sensitivity. But most of our people here in town, they think of quality and say, oh, let's go to New York. Like they have a disease, and they got some kind of medical entryway in New York City. They got a lot of bums in New York City. There's a lot of good people here, not very many, but there are a couple. Maybe on one hand, but there are a couple. Don't go to New York. You go to New York, hey. You're the ignorant feeding the ignorant. Well, when the hell is somebody going to say something? Am I the only one? I'm going out on a limb. Oh, architects, you can hate me. I don't give a damn. But it's the truth. Tell me otherwise. Good architectural schools must teach their students to be artists first. First. Then when you do a building, it's a huge masterpiece. Who did the Taj Mahal? A mathematician? An artist? They all did. I don't know. I don't know when the hell they're ever going to believe. And then right away they say, oh, there's an art school. We got lots of art schools. Forget the Columbus College of Art and Design. Don't bother with them. They know what to do. Leave them alone. Forget them. Again, we got plenty of other art schools. Boy, I don't know. It's sickening, to tell you the truth. I find it sickening. I mean, I'll add something else to it. Tom, it's about time somebody has to stick for quality. You look around, some of these people, oh, it's wonderful, a new building goes up. What about its beauty? What's it look like? How's it look among other buildings? What's it really doing to our community? What's it really doing to the quality of our community? That's what you do best for community. You render it quality. You give it something with excellence. Don't spit in the wind without concern. Make sure it's an educated one.